Joining us for more on the stories, SABC News reporter Dludla. Calvin, good afternoon. You went to two specific homes. You went to a home in Alexandra. You also went to a home in Katlehong where two children actually passed on. Let's start with your visit to the home in Alexandra. What did the family have to say on the passing of 10-year-old Lesedi?
Good afternoon to you, colleague. Good afternoon to the viewers at home. Yes, indeed, you are spot on. We went to Alexandra Township early at around 7 a.m. We were there camping outside. We managed to speak to the father. That would be Mr. Joshua. He spoke to us and told us that he is devastated. They are planning a burial of the 10-year-old. And he confirmed to SABC News that they are going to Beggarsford in Mpumalanga to bury, in Limpopo rather, to bury their child.
Mm-hmm. And what exactly are the circumstances surrounding this particular incident? Because Lesedi consumed snacks on Saturday, we understand. What is the story there?
We were told that Lesedi went to buy snacks in the nearest shop, in the local shop, and then when she came back, she realized that those snacks were smelly, and then she ate 2 or 3, and then she went inside and told her mom that these chips are smelly, and unfortunately the mother also ate and trying to taste what Lesedi was feeling, and then they were admitted in hospital in the local clinic that would be Masakane in Alexandra, and Lesedi was rushed to Edenvale Hospital, and then that is where she passed.
Reports are that the store, specifically the spaza shop, has since been vandalized.
Yes, when we were there yesterday, the situation was calm, but people did tell SABC News that they are just waiting for police officers to leave so that they can be able to destroy that store. When we arrived in the morning with our video journalist, that would be Gwazimanzi, we were shocked that the store was destroyed, completely demolished. And when we tried to ask the community members, even though they didn't say it's them, but they did confirm that they had a number of people singing next to this shop, and then the shop was destroyed.
And then you also went to Katlehong. Now this is specifically where a family has lost 2 children, and we understand that the acting premier also visited the family. Let's start with what the family had to tell you about this specific incident.
We were allowed, fortunately enough, to get inside and talk to the family. You know, it's not easy just to talk to people when they are grieving. But the granny, Catherine, managed to talk to us, telling us that it's shocking, because what happened is that on Wednesday, early in the morning, they realized that the kids are not waking up as per normal. And then when their mother went to try to wake them up, she realized that they are not responding. The mother shouted, and the granny came and tried to assist, and then they saw that the kids are not responding. They also went to the neighbor, and the neighbor came, and then when they checked the pulse, then they said that the neighbor told them that these kids are normal, and then they called the police and the paramedics. The paramedics officially declared them dead on the scene.
So specifically with those 2 children, it means they must have consumed something the night before. And then when they attempted to wake them up, that's when they realized they were late. We
were told that they went to buy snacks in the nearest tuck shop on Monday, and then on Monday, but the situation was fine. And then they went to school, and then when they came back, they went to buy those chips, and then on Tuesday they went back to school. But then they started to complain about stomach cramps on Tuesday, and then the following day, when they tried
Wednesday
to wake
morning.
them up, they were found dead. The acting premier of this province, because Diale is the acting premier, Kidibone, and then she did tell us that they will try by all means to work hand in hand with other sister departments to make sure that such event does not take place. We spoke to Lebogang Maile. He was also there accompanying the acting premier, saying that these spaza shops, the problem is that they are not authorized, and they don't pay tax and rates, so it's difficult to trace them. But he says that they need to add more resources so that these shops can be able to be managed properly.
And I suppose those resources would go into getting more inspectors. But just listening to some of what the community has had to say, they seem to be attributing this to a supplier, not necessarily individual spaza shop. Just that very package that you had there, it seemed as though they're not quite convinced that it would be specific spaza shops, but rather a supplier issue.
Yeah. Yesterday, you know, since we started to cover the story, most community members are blaming the shops. the
right.
shop owners. They are saying no, they are the ones who are actually killing these kids. But yesterday we got a different view from one of the community members, the community member, the bite that you played, saying that no, man, we can't keep on blaming these spaza shops or the owners. Because this is sporadic. If you say this is the owner that killed this child in this instance, then what happened in Katlehong, what happened in Naledi, what happened in Pretoria? So it seems as if the issue, according to that source of ours, is not exactly the owners of these shops, but it lies with the manufacturers.
So meaning we need to start looking at the brand of chips, if there is some sort of a brand there, that perhaps it can be taken back to the supplier, as opposed to perhaps how these spaza shop owners are keeping some of these snacks in their premises. Calvin, thank you very much. It's honestly a very disturbing story, the fact that we keep hearing of more children dying, but hopefully the MEC, Lebogang Maile, as well as the other MECs, will come together and come to some sort of conclusion as to what exactly must happen to stop this from continuing. Thank you very much. That's SABC News reporter Dludla there speaking to us.